Hey BrickBloggeteers, Will here, and today we're going to look at not one, not two, but 3 Batmobiles, because there's 20th anniversary and Lego put out a whole bunch of them. Now the first one, I know this is not going to be by set number, this is going to be more by when the movie that the Batmobile came out in took place. So the first one we're looking at is 76333. Now all of these Batmobiles will retail for $29.99. which puts it right around the price point of a Speed Champions car. And I was curious, are these nothing more than fancy Speed Champions cars? Let's find out. So, Batman and Robin Batmobile. You of course get your George Clooney Batman. He does have a cloth cape with the scallop edges at the bottom, and the white eyes for the cowl. Interesting thing is this is Batman and Robin, and you only get Batman. So there's that. As for the car itself, this is more or less a roadster style. In fact, his driving seat is almost in the trunk of the car. And you have this very, very dramatic wings that pop out of the back. There is the most stickers out of the 3 that we're going to look at in this set. Because the style of the car is pretty much made like you'd expect a classic, say, city car, where there's going to be like giant voids and holes in the car. This was more or less, let's just build it out till we get to the spot where we need and like slap a slope on it, or slap a cover on it and then sticker it to give it extra detail. So I wouldn't say this is the best design. I did like the front section, how they did that. But for the most part, this is how you'd expect a normal Lego creator or Lego city car to be built, just as a Batman Batmobile. It is also heavily reliant on stickers because it's the wheel hubs, the inner console, the side of the car, the front hood, and this whole front grille section. It's just a massive amount of little stickers. So prepare yourself for that type of build. All right, let's move on to the next Batmobile. To the Batmobile. All right, I know I should have said to the Batcave, but, well, we don't have a Batcave. We just have more Batmobiles. This one's 76331, Batman v Superman. Now, this Batman is the Ben Affleck Batman, and he definitely looks like he's ready for war with these shoulder pauldrons and printing on the legs. I mean, he's geared up to go. He does have a cloth cape as well. However, he doesn't have the scalloping at the bottom because remember, he's not so dramatic. He's more apocalyptic. And his Batmobile goes along with it. This one is actually built a lot along the lines of a Lego Icons car, where you have a lot of Technic built in. And then once you get to the certain foundation is all set and done, then you do some lighter detail work, like where the wedge plates are like curved around. Those are very thin connections. Even these front covers, they kind of are put in place, but they're like locked in just by geometry. So they do have a little bit of a wiggle to them. This one is nice that if you want to get into the compartment for putting Batman in, it does have a hinge to lift up the roof, and then you can get him in there. This is probably the more delicate of model because of the various flaps around here. They can easily move on you and get out of alignment very easily. So if you want it to look pristine, it's one that you kind of build and don't really play with too much. Sticker-wise, I think there are a few here and there, but not nearly as much as the first one we saw. And it definitely gives a very different looking Batman because it looks like a Batmobile that's ready for war and ran into Mad Max along the way. So again, that one is set 76331, Batman v Superman Batmobile. Finally, to the last Batmobile. All right, finally, 76332, the Batman Batmobile. Again, $30. All right, how is this different? Well, we got the Robert Pattinson, Pattinson? Yeah, Batman. His cape is also cloth, and he does have the scallop on the bottom. And has the more noir style Batman. As for his car, now this one could pass as a speed champion. If we look at the underside, this kind of smooth section, that's the large kind of frame that a lot of the Speed Champions cars use to start their build. And you do the pretty much same thing. And it has some very delicate builds, like in the front, there's this light tilting down of the front grille to make that shaping just right. And it pays attention to the geometry and shaping of parts and put together very solidly. If we move off the roof, even on the inside, it has the illusion of having spots where the driver's not necessarily centered like we saw in the other ones, but it's more based on an actual real car, which is kind of what they were going for with this movie. When it comes to the build experience, because this one is so close to a Speed Champion, it is what I would consider to be the best build out of all of the $30 Batmobiles. For whatever reason, when it comes to this scale of model, Speed Champions has got it dialed in so perfectly that it's kind of a shame when you don't get a Speed Champions type experience. This one does give you that, and I would recommend this one over the other ones if you're going to start on any of them, because it was such a great build. Again, set 76332, the Batman Batmobile.